So, how are you, bro?
Good, man. How are you?
Good.
It's nice to finally be on the show. After seeing all the stuff that you've been putting out.
Yeah.
And man, also just reading the articles.
Yeah, man.
It's getting popular.
Yeah. Can't believe that it's taking off quite well.
Yeah.
And I'm privileged to be on this set.
Yeah.
It's nice, eh? First outside the studio, my small studio.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not a bad setting.
Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Like for those who didn't know, Marv is my best friend and my best man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
We've known each other since when?
2017?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I came to Saudi. October 2017 is when I arrived.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
What do you remember the first time that we met? What was the first moment that we both met?
I don't know. I just remember. I don't want to say we hit it off, but we hit it off.
Yeah, we did, bro.
Right from the beginning. I remember showing up to the gym. I mean, I was fresh.
Yeah.
22 years old. Clueless.
Yeah.
You know, like a deer in the headlights, just kind of arriving in Saudi, not knowing what to expect.
Yeah.
And then, showing up to the gym on the first day, and then us meeting, you taking me around.
I remember I was working out when you arrived, right?
Really?
Was I?
I don't remember.
Or no, I wasn't working out.
Yeah. But I remember how, I don't know if it was, because we had to work on a Saturday. It was a weekend.
Yeah.
And I believe we had to work on a Saturday. Obviously, this was my first day showing up. And then I remember us going around, you taking me around, showing me around Jeddah a little bit.
Yeah.
And we went to RG, I think, that day.
Did we?
Yeah.
No, we went to the taco place.
To Dino's Tacos.
To Dino's
That's
Tacos,
where we went.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking of RG. Maybe that was another day.
Yeah.
We went to Dino's Tacos. Yes.
There's a lot of people arriving now, but it's fine. Just keep speaking.
Yeah, we went to Dino's Tacos. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We first had a workout.
Okay.
And then after the workout, we went to Dino's.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that was walking distance from where we were working.
Just behind the gym.
22.
Yeah.
When it was still 22 Athletics.
Yes.
Before it became Arena. Good times, man.
Yeah.
Good
You remember the
times.
first workout that we did?
I remember snatching.
Snatching and wall balls. I think. Is that wall balls and rowing?
We rode.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I remember the snatches because I have a video of
Yeah.
me snatching and I look horrible. Look terrible.
Those were the days. Hi
Oh,
guys,
man.
how you doing? You're right.
I remember that snatching on the platforms. I think
Yeah,
that
we
was-
do have platforms. Amazing days, bro.
Yeah.
Like
So,
every gym now has Eleco.
Yes.
But when we used to do Eleco, you remember when we used to hide the bar?
Yeah, we were the first ones.
Yeah, we're the first
Yeah.
ones, man. Because like you can just remember the whip of the barbell when you're doing Olympic lifts.
Yes, so different.
Yeah, so
You know,
different. But now barbells, I mean Eleco barbells now. But anyways, yeah, good times, bro.
Very good times. And the
Yeah.
many workouts that came after that.
Oof. I think we were working out almost every day.
We were. I
Yeah.
remember we first started with, we came up with a squat cycle. We were following a squat cycle.
Yeah, we did.
And I don't remember if it was an 8 or 12 week cycle. And we would test
No, it was
every
12,
4
yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
I remember that. Saturday mornings coming in early to do some squats. And then the conditioning that we would do. And I remember we actually tested out. This was really interesting because I don't know what it would be like now, but I remember testing how we could do deload weeks every 3 or 4 weeks.
Yes.
And we were trying to periodize it so that we wouldn't burn out.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Good times.
And the deload week, we would literally just move, mobility, walking.
Yeah, I would go to the gym. I would usually go to the gym, like both of us. We'd
Yeah.
go stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the foam rollers out.
Yes. Kinestarate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mobility.
Yeah.
But good times, bro.
Yeah.
I remember on Fridays we used to go train with the girls.
Yes.
On the other gym.
Yes.
Yeah, we used to coach them.
Yeah, that was good fun as well. Yeah, that was good fun. Man, bringing back good memories.
Yeah, bro.
Good memories of the CrossFit days and really trying to push ourselves. And I remember doing the open as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
2018, getting the guys together,
Yeah.
setting up heats and lanes.
Oh, yeah, for
and so
sure.
and so training at this or doing their workout at this time. The competition,
Yeah.
6 weeks. Was it 5 weeks?
5 weeks.
5 weeks.
The open used to be 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think on the latter part they did like let's say in 2018 or 19 a 19.A and then
Yeah.
19A 19B.
Yeah.
So they would merge 2 workouts in 1 week.
I'm so out of touch with CrossFit.
Yeah.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, bro, me too.
Yeah, it's been a long
How's
time.
training so far?
Man, speaking of that, it's been interesting. So since stopping CrossFit, full transparency, I've struggled with training. I think just because, I've always trained for something. There's always been a reason to train, whether that's, okay, let me put it this way. There's always been a performance goal at the end of, there's always been a performance goal for the training or reason to train was performance-based. So if it was, before it was sport, whether it was rugby or whatever, and then when I started doing CrossFit, I really enjoyed that. So, initially it was doing CrossFit to improve on the field for rugby. And then it eventually became doing CrossFit to get better at CrossFit.
Yeah.
To actually compete in the sport of CrossFit.
Yes, yeah.
And that's actually one of the things that drew me to the Middle East because at the time, there were lots of competitions happening around here.
Yeah.
Especially in the UAE.
Dubai, UAE.
Yeah. And lots of professional athletes were moving to Dubai to go there. And so, in the back of my mind, I kind of had it that, it would be great to use this as a stepping stone, right? So since stopping CrossFit around 2018, 2019, it's been challenging because I've gone through ebbs and flows of, okay, I'm not training for CrossFit, but I still want to challenge my body. I still want to see how strong I can get, how fit I can get. But without the competition element, it's very difficult, right? I can't every 6 or 12 weeks, go in and test myself and make up my own workouts. I mean, of course I can, but it's much easier to know that, this is what I'm training for and this is, the competition that I'm going to, whether that's, Sand Clash here or, whatever, competitions are around. And so, yeah, man, it's been a struggle. I've been gone through different phases. I went through a bit of a rowing kick.
Yeah.
I got obsessed with rowing for like a good 6 months. So I think that was around COVID. Bought a rowing machine. Used to have a rowing machine in our little apartment.
Yeah.
And I would come home from work. At the time, I was quite busy. Made myself really busy, intentionally, work-wise. So I'd leave the house at about 6:30, come back home at about 6:30 p.m. as well. My last client was about 5:15. Get home by 6:30. Do a rowing session, and I was actually following a rowing program too. So, and I'd always been like a power athlete, right? Much better at like sprinting, much better at like, lifting really heavy, much better at, like your big power, type of athlete, very fast twitch, dominant. So to do any sort of aerobic work, man.
How is it?
It was tough. It was tough because when I first started, it was, when you're not used to pacing, you just go.
Yeah.
So my first one was a 5K.
Okay.
And
how much were you pulling?
I don't even remember. I mean, very high stroke rate, right? Because in CrossFit, you're rowing at like 28, 30 odd,
28 to 32, I would say,
Yeah.
like for the normal, like CrossFit athletes who doesn't pace that much.
Exactly.
Like 28 to 32,
So then I had to learn how to pace, started bringing it down. I mean, I would even have days where I would row 10K at a 20 stroke rate.
Ooh.
So that was really challenging, really focusing on obviously technique, breathing, things like that.
Yeah.
I would obviously alternate. So some days I did way more of the longer aerobic work and then shorter ones.
Yeah.
Once or twice a week. But yeah, my engine really, really got better. And yeah, I improved significantly, got my 5K down to sub 20.
Oh, wow. That's fast, bro.
Yeah. My 2K, 2K was still challenging. I was trying to get below sub 7.
Yeah.
I never did. I was always like 701, 702.
Because if you want to go sub 7, you have to row.
I think it's like
140.
145.
145, yeah.
145.
Below 145.
Yeah.
All throughout 2K.
Yeah, if you hit 145 average, then you'll hit 7 on the dot. So you had to be below 145.
Yeah.
So I never got there. That was tough. But yeah, rowing was fun. It was really fun. But then I got out of the rowing kick post-COVID. I did nothing. I didn't train for like 3 months.
Like nothing at all?
Zero. So I left Saudi in 2021.
Okay.
With the hopes of going home. I mean, obviously you know this. With the hopes of going to, I went home trying to move to Canada. So I was going home to do my visa work and all that sort of stuff. For 3 months, I didn't train. Absolutely nothing. But I think I was also just burnt out, like not so much from training, just work.
Yeah.
I'd been working myself to the ground. And during COVID, a lot of people were stuck here. Well, everyone was stuck here.
Yeah, everyone was stuck here.
And then I think here specifically, what they did was at some point expats could leave, but locals weren't allowed to leave. And so all my clients were here. No one was leaving.
Yeah.
And typically as a personal trainer, you know, when you have clients, you always have clients that are traveling, whether it's for work or vacation or whatever it is. There's always a gap that comes every now and again.
Yeah.
But for the first time ever, everyone was in town.
For the whole year.
Exactly.
For the whole year, yeah.
Full roster. So it was very busy, which was great for work, you know.
And you have nothing else to do.
True.
Yeah, you have nothing else. You can't go out of your district. You can't go to the malls.
Yeah.
You cannot mingle with people.
Yeah.
So there's nothing else
so
to do.
it got busy. So I think after that, I was a little bit burnt out. I'd run myself into the ground for sure. And so it took 3 months off of doing absolutely nothing. I was back home, catching up with friends, family. And so I've been on both extremes.
Yeah.
The extreme of training too much, you know, 15, 20 hours a week of training, to the other extreme of doing absolutely zero.
Yes.
Obviously, I'm active when I'm home, you know, walking a lot and, you know, I'm not like sitting down on the couch all day, every day. But definitely borderline unhealthy on both ends of the spectrum, right? Which is funny because I think a lot of people don't understand that doing too much is also unhealthy.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
for sure.
So
For
like
sure.
the health and wellness sort of continuum, right?
Yeah.
Sickness and wellness continuum.
Yeah.
Where
You're going CrossFit style here, right?
yeah, man. There's a lot of good foundational stuff in CrossFit.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Like I think in the fitness industry, CrossFit is very, very undermined, I would say.
Yeah.
Underlooked, because a lot of people are so professional that they just focus on the textbook style of training.
Yeah.
Or the textbook style of fitness.
Yeah.
You know? But in CrossFit, what made me realize by working with a lot of people is that CrossFit really gives you the practical work of training.
Yeah.
You know, like you understand how to move,
Yes.
you understand your body, you can push your body to the limits to the point that the body can adjust.
Yes.
You know, and adapt.
Yes.
So yeah. It's going back to you, bro. Sorry.
No, you're good. I mean,
Yeah.
you're right because you know our foundation is CrossFit, right?
Yeah.
And so you can definitely learn a lot and take away a lot from CrossFit. And of course, it has its flaws, as does everything,
for sure,
right?
yeah.
But yeah, it was really it was an interesting time going from being very competitive, training a lot, to doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And so since then, I've tried to find a happy middle.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to. I don't have any competitive desires per se as much as I used to, but I would like to challenge my body every now and again. And so I have some goals in mind. None that I'm willing to share yet.
Yeah.
they're still in my head.
Yeah.
But definitely in the aerobic endurance type of stuff, because that's just something that I've always been weak at.
Yeah.
So it would be good to challenge myself and do something that I've never ever thought I would do, right? But I guess there are other priorities in life right now.
Yes, bro. Speaking of other priorities. We've known each other for how many years now?
Yeah, so-
It's like since 2017.
Yeah, almost 9
So
years.
almost 9 years.
Yeah.
So we went on a stage or a phase where we're both single.
Yeah.
Now we're just finding burgers on a Thursday, eating basbousa, eating
Yes.
kanapa,
Yes.
whatever it is, and then going on a nasty milkshake.
Man.
Yeah, we've been in this stage, and we've also been in a stage where we're like dating people,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And now both of us have family.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Man.
How is it treating you so far?
It's a blessing, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Honestly, a blessing from God to be able to have a family you know, a wife, a child, and, you know, Lord willing, more children.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just, it's interesting because I think the world tells you, and especially for men, maybe the pendulum is swinging a little bit now. But for the longest time, as men, you're told to not pursue family, to not pursue responsibilities. You know, as a young guy, do whatever you want, have fun, do all this crazy stuff. And yet, I personally believe that, you know, like God put it in our hearts and in our DNA, if you will, as men, to take on responsibility. You know,
Should be.
and that responsibility is being able to lead a family.
Yeah.
You know, to lead your family, to be the one that is setting the example, setting standards, and leading by example, you know, making sure that you're the one that is adhering to those standards first. You know, the kind of leader that says, this is what we're doing, and also, you know, does those things and doesn't just expect people to do things he's not willing to do.
True.
So it's been, and yeah, it's such a blessing, man. The joy that you get when you come home to your wife and your son, it's, yeah, it's hard to describe and put it into words.
It
man.
is, bro.
Yeah.
It is.
How about you?
Whew. So I have 2 kids now.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely the obligations as a father, you know, as the leader of the family.
Yeah.
Sometimes it gets to your head.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like if you can be able to guide your family, to provide for them,
Yeah.
to lead them where you want them to be,
Yeah.
to put them in a better position in life in general.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but it's I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
You know, it's always a learning. It's always a learning process, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, you meet people, you go to countries, you meet culture, where you apply those learnings that you have
Of course.
by the world, let's say,
Yes,
you know,
yes, yes.
world learnings
Yeah. Yeah.
to your family.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's been tiring. You know,
That too.
yeah, it's been
Yeah.
tiring.
Yeah.
It's been tiring.
Yeah. The late nights or
Yeah.
early mornings or both sometimes.
Yes, late night or early mornings.
Yeah.
You kind of not throw off, but you kind of like put your own personal goals on the side.
Of course.
You know,
Yeah.
just to cater the needs of your
Yeah.
family.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of sacrifice.
It's a lot of
Yeah.
sacrifice.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll get there to a
Of
point
course.
where
Yeah.
you know, I think this is the time that we're gonna look a little bit,
Yeah.
I don't know, haggard every day.
And also when you put things into perspective,
Yeah.
right? Like when you think of responsibilities as a father, listen, I don't want to try and equate things, but if we're very realistic about the challenges that women go through being a wife and especially a mother, man, as fathers, it's our duty to make their lives as easy as possible.
Yeah, true.
You know, it's our responsibility to do so. And
Yeah.
because, you know, they go through so much. They go through 9 months multiple times of carrying someone,
Yeah.
you know, carrying a whole being in their body. The amount of changes that they go through physically, emotionally, hormonally, it is
Especially
very...
hormonally.
Yeah, it's challenging.
Yes.
So, you know, for us, it's just... I'm going to be honest, we have it easier. You know,
Yeah.
we have it easier.
I agree, bro.
Yeah,
I
yes,
agree.
we go out and we work and we fend for our families, and we are the breadwinners, and, you know, make sure that everything is catered for financially and provision-wise and things like that. But, man, what women go through, so much harder.
Did you went inside the delivery room when Tana delivered?
Yeah, I was there.
I was also there, bro.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't imagine like someone's coming out of your thing.
Yeah. It's
It was like, oh shit, there's a human coming out.
yeah, a whole
And
human being.
I had full respect for Irish for that.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, wouldn't trade the world for both of them. For the 3 of them.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's something you never thought was humanly possible. I mean, you know it is because everyone is here because our mothers gave birth to us.
Yes.
But experiencing it and seeing it in the flesh is a completely...
Yeah.
It really changes your view of your wife, your mother as well.
Yeah.
There's a new level of respect and love and appreciation that you have for them when you see what they go through.
Yeah, through.
Yeah.
When the
So,
first time you saw Miles,
Yeah.
what was your first reaction?
I cried.
Really?
Tears immediately.
Yeah.
Just holding him. Because it took me, and my wife will attest to this, it took me a while to appreciate that he's here.
Why?
But, when he was still in this
Yeah.
in the womb. So, because she could feel him kicking much earlier than I could.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Like she can feel
Yes.
him.
Yes.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
can physically feel that there's someone in me.
Yes.
But she also started feeling little flutters very early on. Whereas to the naked eye, it took a bit of time for the kicks to be visible through the stomach.
Yeah.
So I couldn't see them, and she would say, hold, try and feel. And
Like-
nothing, So it took a bit of time, and then eventually, when I could see the kicks, I was like, okay, and then obviously put my hand there, and I could feel them, and I was like, oh, wow, okay, he's in there. So to then go from that, feeling kicks, feeling them getting stronger and stronger as she got closer to the due date,
Yeah.
and then holding him in my arms, man, just a blessing, and a miracle too. I think the whole story of how Miles came to be is also just, just testament to God's goodness, man. Like the fact that my wife was told a year and a half before that she could never have children.
And for what reason that Tana cannot bear children?
So essentially, to cut a long story short, both her fallopian tubes were blocked.
Okay.
And so, I mean, how else do children come if the
Yeah.
fallopian tubes are blocked?
Yeah. How can your babies go inside?
Yeah. Where does the fusion happen?
Yes.
Of the egg and the sperm?
Yeah.
And she, essentially, the doctor said to us that we weren't going to be able to have children naturally, and said to us, I know you guys are people of faith, and go and pray about it, go and spend some time thinking about it, but I seriously urge you to consider IVF.
Okay.
And we had convictions about IVF. We had a conversation about it a few weeks prior to that, about how the conviction that we felt was that we would be, for lack of a better term, trying to play God in the sense of being able to pick different embryos and things like that. And the whole process in itself, without getting into detail, can be a little bit, it's not good. It's not great. At least those were the convictions that we had. And so we felt like if this was ever going to be us, where we were faced with a decision between potentially doing IVF and or not having children, we were going to take not having children. And also just learning that, we don't deserve children. Children are a blessing.
Yes.
We're given to them. We don't earn them, nor do we deserve them. They're a blessing that you're given freely, by God. And so that was also quite challenging for us. And so with all that perspective in mind, to then be able to hold this guy, having been told that you can't have children naturally, a miraculous conception.
Yes.
Like, wow. So it was just, he's a blessing, man.
Man, I cannot imagine your situation and how you're feeling. Because if the doctor said to me that, like, let's say my sperm are not whatever it is, and then to have Miles or to have G, it was, bro, I would be like rolling over and crying, on the side.
It's painful.
Something like this,
It's really painful.
But just like seeing you now with Tana and Miles, man. You're a great father, for first of all.
Thank you.
Man.
Yeah,
I'm very proud of you, and I'm very proud of what you've become as a father, as a man.
Thank you, man.
As my friend, my best friend, my best man, my wedding, But yeah, man, I'm very proud. And then me and Irish were talking last night. And I was like, Irish was like so amazed on how you guys parent, because at a certain point we cannot do some of the things that we're doing right now. And they were talking like these guys are first time parents, and then they're like doing an amazing job. So Yeah,
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
but
bro.
It's
Like
hard.
we're amazed in how you're bringing all those little utensils and those little plates, you know, just to. But yeah, bro, it's such an amazing, it's an amazing thing to see.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, being parents is challenging.
It is,
bro. You're trying to help this little person that is not independent yet.
Yeah.
And relies on you as the parents to do both things. You want to care and nurture for the child, but then you also want to create boundaries.
True.
Right? So that they don't overstep certain boundaries. Because children, they can be manipulative.
They are manipulative, bro. They are so manipulative.
They're very intelligent. Obviously, as they get older, they learn more and they are able to, obviously based on their environment, but also the parents and how you're parenting. But they are manipulative, for sure. So if you don't get ahead of some of the things that they'll try and do, because they try, in the beginning, they're really trying to stretch the boundaries. They're trying to figure out, what can I do, what can I not do? So they're always trying to see, can I get away with this? Can I get away with that?
True.
So that's the hard part, right? Because you're trying to figure out what should I be willing to fight and what should I be willing to let go?
Yeah.
That's challenging.
Yeah.
You know, like walking on the couch, should I just let him walk on the couch and do whatever? Or is that the beginning of, a boundary that being pushed?
Yes, yes.
Because then maybe that's how it starts. But, we don't know where that's going to go.
True.
But then he's also a kid. You want him to explore.
True.
You want him to run
be
around.
A kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's there's a fine line between you want to set boundaries so that they understand and know where to go, what to do. But also you want to let them roam around and do whatever. And so, yeah, it's challenging.
Yes,
it is very challenging, but it's also very rewarding.
Yeah, it is, bro.
Yeah.
Like, are you the type of parent that you would want your kid to do mistakes?
Yes.
And let them learn from it?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Like even at the young age now?
Yeah.
Very young age.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I remember the only thing that I remember that I was doing with Gadiel is whenever he falls or whatever, he does something like if he put the pin on the socket, of course that's a different story. But if he put the pin on the socket and he gets shocked for a bit, and I was like, okay, now you know.
It's funny you said that.
You don't have to put there.
Sometimes you think they will learn and then they don't. They still go again.
Yeah. Maybe the shock isn't that good.
It's not enough. Maybe they need more. Yeah, you just have stubborn kids. Because sometimes with Miles as well, I'll notice that, because in the beginning they don't understand cause and effect. They don't understand that if I do this, this will happen.
Yeah.
Right? So they're trying to figure out, they're trying to see, like, what will happen if I do this? So they're trying to figure it out. And so with him, I mean, falling when he's walking and all these things, just let him. Let him fall,
Yeah.
Obviously, if he's, on a very high ledge, I'm not going to let him do that because, that's a completely different story.
Yeah.
But for the most part, just, let him roam around, let him fall. He'll get up, he'll be fine, and you quickly realize, I mean, people talk about this when you're not a parent, but then I think you then realize it more so when you are a parent, that when you react to them falling is when things can go south.
True.
That's when they scream because they notice that you've seen them falling. And I always used to hear this and I was like, come on, surely.
Yeah.
But it is
true.
Yeah, it's very true. It's very true.
Yeah.
So you let them fall. If they don't, if they notice that you aren't really watching, they'll just get out.
Yeah, just stand up and fall again.
Yes, exactly. But if they see that you're watching, it becomes a big scream, a big fight. And oftentimes they're not even hurt, So,
true.
Yeah, I definitely want him to make mistakes. And also I think it's part of the molding and the growth that, I mean, yes, he's a year and a half or not even. But over time, those are the things that, the mistakes that he'll make are going to be bigger.
Yeah.
He's going to fall in life.
Yeah, for sure.
Life is challenging. Life is not easy.
Life is hard, bro.
Yeah, you're not...
Yeah.
And that's also another discussion that my wife and I have of, we want to give our son, we're thankful. Our parents, worked really hard for us to go to good schools and have good education, and they provided and made sure everything that we needed was there, right? And so we're really thankful for that. So we want to give our son a very similar upbringing in that sense. Give him everything that he needs, not wants, needs.
Yeah, he needs, yeah.
But we also want to give him things that he wants sometimes. So trying to find the balance between trying to give him a slightly better quality of life than we had, but without spoiling him, without overdoing it. Because, man, you go into the big bad world and it's, life isn't just all rosy.
Yeah,
you don't get everything on a silver platter.
Yeah.
You have to work hard to get certain things. You're not always going to get your way. So, at least to me, this is kind of the beginning of that. I'm parenting with the end in mind. I'm not just parenting him for just this stage of him being this age. So, yeah. Do you think about that a lot? About like the future?
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Like, for me, I want to provide the best I can to G and to Gigi.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to spoil them where they just get whatever they want.
Yeah.
I think for now it's a little bit good because like first of all, we're not well off. We didn't also grow up in a family where we can have everything. We have to, my parents and my mom also had to work a lot of hours just to give us a good education, all this. And from that we learned that these are the things that our parents are doing, and we value this, and we should be able to also give this to our kids. This. But yeah, definitely hard to think, man. We wanna put them in a good school. But also we wanna provide just enough for them to learn. We don't wanna be feeding them with like, I don't know, 20 grand school per year at the age of 5 where there's all maids and all this and drivers and all this and they don't even know how to go home alone. They don't know how to eat alone. These kind of things. They don't know how to carry their bags because a maid is going to carry their bag coming out of school and all this. I mean, these things are important. For them to learn. Like we want to put them in a good school, of course. But not to a point where they're spoiled.
It's it is challenging because when you're faced with if you live in a country, or if you're in an environment where the kids that your child interacts with are very spoiled, it's hard for both. You as a parent, seeing your child coming to you say, "Oh, daddy, I want this, daddy, I want this, daddy, I want this." And it's hard. It's like pulling at your heartstrings because you want to give him everything. You don't want him to be the one that's left out at school or around his friends and his peers. But at the same time, you also know that you don't want him to end up like most of these people. So, it is.
I think it's going to come down to us, how important we educate our kids. We have to pull them out and let them understand that, these things are temporary. You are not, it's a different ball game. If you get what I mean. Like you have to make them understand that having these kind of things are, and it's a luxury, but at the same time, it doesn't teach you anything.
You're right.
It doesn't teach you the independence when you grow up. When you go to a different country and you study abroad and you have to call your maid. You don't know how to turn on the grill, turn on the pan, cook eggs, whatever.
Imagine that at like 18 years old, G living in a different country, calling you or mom to say, "Mom, I don't know how to make eggs. Mom, I don't know how to do this."
I would send him back home.
You don't want that, right? So, you really want to early on, instill some good habits in them and teach them how to do a lot of things for themselves.
How is living in Saudi with a family now? Because, before we used to live single, bachelors. But now you're with the family. How is it?
It's very interesting. I have experienced a little bit more warmth.
I experienced that too, bro.
And I jokingly said this recently to a friend that, like, as a fairly big black guy, I can come across as intimidating, you know? So, and also generally how culture is here, the fact that men and women don't mix as much. So I can come across as intimidating. And yet there's something about me having a baby or walking around with a baby that kind of brings the walls down.
Yeah.
Like it softens me, if you will, you know. And I remember the one morning when my son wakes up at like 5 in the morning every morning. You know, he's awake and ready to go. And so we figure, most of the time we figure we might as well make use of this time and be, you know, productive. So the one morning, got up and we went to a supermarket together. And
just the both of you?
Yeah, just the two of us. Supermarket, I mean, we do this often. But the one morning, this was a very interesting interaction. We get to the supermarket, it's closed. But it was going to open at, I think it was 6 or something, whatever the time was. And then they were cleaning just to finish up the final touches of cleaning and whatever else they were doing before they opened the doors. So we were standing outside and there were maybe 5 of us there. And there was this old lady. I mean, I could tell she was old because she was kind of walking slowly, a bit frail. Don't know how old, but she was old. She was fully covered, everything, all the way. I think she might have even had gloves. And she saw me holding my son. He must have been 8 or 9 months old at the time. And she started waving at him. And then she walked towards us to greet us.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's more interested in my son than me. But then we started to have a conversation based off that. Had I been by myself, that would have never happened. Ever.
Story,
yeah. So it's just the amount of the interactions that you have with people are very different when you have a child.
Yeah.
It opens doors for interactions with people that you would have never ever spoken to or interacted with. That one was very, very interesting. Unfortunately, my Arabic's not great, so the conversation didn't go far. But and she could speak a little bit of English, so it was enough to actually, have a 2-3 minute conversation, which was incredible. Would have never happened before. So it's been awesome, man. It's been really good. It's interactions like that and situations like that where having a family or having a child makes you feel. Yeah, there's more warmth, like I said, to how people interact with you. Yeah. Have you had any interesting experiences?
Sure. I mean, in Saudi general, I think is the most family-oriented country. Mm-hmm. Would you say that, or would you agree?
Everywhere.
Kids everywhere. Yeah. Families going out on a picnic on a Thursday night, Friday morning, Friday night.
Yeah, kids out at 2 a.m.
Yeah, yes, true. They like to spend time with their family. Yeah. So I believe having a family in Saudi or being in Saudi with a family is the best thing that you could give to your family.
Yes. Yeah.
Of course, if you live in your country, it's a different story because you have your other families. Yes. You have the whole clan basically with you. But as an expat living in Saudi with a family, amazing, man. Yeah. There's one time when G was still a bit young. I think he was around like a year and a half or a year old. So I went out of the street, and then usually when you go on the street, the traffic goes right. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. But I went left. Okay. Because the pharmacy is just 20 meters to the left. Okay. So I went left to park my car.
Breaking the rules.
It was inside the neighborhood. Okay. So there was no like very strict traffic traffic rules, I would say. Yes. So I did that. Just went left to park my car, and then when I parked, a policeman approached me. Okay. He was actually like on the other side of the street. Oh wow. He went all the way to the. Oh wow. He went all the way to our side to talk to me.
Oh man. You must have been scared when you saw him coming.
Kind of, yeah. So I rolled down the window, and I was like, "Kef halik," it was in the morning. So it's like, "Good morning, Kef halik." I was like, not allowed. He was saying that not allowed. Mushkila. Yeah. So going here. He was telling me that that is a violation. Yeah. And I told him like, malish. Of course I was sorry because I broke the rule. Yes. And then he said that Hadi, he was telling me the price of the violation. Okay. I think it was like 300. Ooh. It was like Hadi 3 something like this. And then luckily Irish rolled down the back window. So she rolled down the back window. Okay. The policeman saw G. Yes. And kalas, the policeman was just like, Baby, halas.
So moral of the story, you can break rules as long as you have children.
Yeah, I mean, because we were going to the pharmacy.
Yeah.
We were trying to buy something in the
Yeah.
pharmacy. Of course, I broke the rule. I'm guilty, you know.
Yeah.
But when he saw G, man, his face changed.
Wow.
His face changed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's something about children that just softens people.
yeah.
It's really, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It truly is. Yeah.
I don't want to use G to get out of
Of
trouble,
course, yes.
but it just happened.
Yeah.
Guilty, accused, but it just happened. You know?
It's just I guess a depiction of what having a family truly. Well, the culture, you know,
the culture
yeah. Of.
I think it's very cultural, right?
Yeah, where people love children, appreciate children, which is great. Yeah, and it's like you said, for expats, it's a good place to raise a family.
Yeah,
just because of that, right? Like you have a lot of things that are easily accessible, parks,
yeah.
playgrounds, restaurants all have high chairs. You know, restaurants are happy to have children, kids running around.
Yeah.
I remember we went back home in June. And obviously, we had never been home with a child before. So, and when you have a child, there are a lot of things that you seem to now notice that you didn't notice before, you know, because now obviously you view the world through a different lens. And it was really difficult for us to find, you know, a handful of restaurants that we could go and hang out with friends that were very child-friendly. Not many people are, you know, child-friendly. Or not many places and restaurants are child-friendly. So it was really interesting just to see that contrast between living in the Middle East and in Saudi specifically versus going back home to Zim. And, you know, I mean, good restaurants, but still not very child-friendly. And so it says a lot about how the cultures are very different. I would say maybe for us it was a long time ago where everyone kind of lived together in one village and so on and so forth. But now people are, you know, more dispersed out and this person lives here or this family lives there. I mean, we are here, you know, my brother is in the US. And so people are living in different places. And so the culture is different to what it obviously used to be. But yeah, it's really, it's a good place to raise children. And I think values as well.
True.
Obviously being a Christian, it's a little bit more challenging. But there's at least some similarities in values, you know, which is great because then obviously I'm much more conservative than most, and so I can raise my children and my family in a society that is very similar, which I enjoy. And yeah, man, they also just get to interact with so many people from different walks of life, which is great. So it's been,
especially now the situation of Saudi where it's booming, it's an up and coming country. A lot of people are visiting.
I'm sure in Riyadh you see way more expats. In Jeddah we don't have as many, but
in Riyadh for sure. Like nowadays, if you would go by the main street, like the Olaya Street, where we live, you can see a lot of foreigners walking, especially this time of the year, where it's winter, nice weather, it's a bit cooler outside. A lot of walking down, like on the street, even families, like going. I think I've asked two girls on the streets, and they were just going around and actually for a vacation. In Riyadh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a rare sight to see. Nowadays.
I mean, you've been in Saudi longer than I have, and so you would understand what.
Just by a year, bro.
You only hit 2016. You didn't come in 2015.
16.
But there was a lot changed in that short space of time, right? Between 15 or 16 and 17, 18.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Did you notice it here in Jeddah?
Yeah, the most obvious to me is the family and single section. So when I first moved here, funny story. I don't know if I ever told you this, bro. When I first arrived here, I arrived at 2 a.m. Had absolutely no clue where to go.
2 a.m.
Arrived at 2 a.m. My flight came in at 2 a.m. And I was in touch with, obviously, I think I used the airport Wi-Fi or whatever to get in touch with the people that were helping me with my accommodation and so on and so forth. So I got picked up by someone. I don't remember. It's been a while. So I got to the place that I was staying, that the company had provided. So I was staying there. But then, and it was a Friday morning. So I had to obviously wait until things opened, which things open at 4 p.m. on a Friday, to then go and get my SIM card for my phone. so that I could communicate, then go to work on the Saturday, because that was my first day of work. So I go to, I think it was STC. I found an STC that was within maybe a 10-minute drive of where I was staying.
Yeah.
And I get to the STC and there's a very long queue. So I wait in the queue. And just before it's my turn, so I've waited until 4 p.m. for things to open. So I'm already a little bit shocked, like, oh, okay, Friday,
4 p.m.,
Friday's a slower day, things open later. So wait until 4 p.m. And then I get there, and when I do get there, there's a long queue. So lots of people are waiting. And by the time I'm about to start or get served, it's prayer time.
Oh.
So I'm like, oh, okay, this is new. I've never experienced this before. I'd been to Dubai, I'd been to Abu Dhabi. So I was like, and there it's not quite the same. Like when prayer time would happen, things wouldn't close. Music would just shut off and the call to prayer would go. But here, things were still closing. I'm like, okay, what does this mean? And they're like, oh, God, God, God. So we go out, I'm waiting outside. Eventually it opens and people rush, to try and get into the queue.
You're back in the queue again.
Back in the queue again.
At the back.
At the back. And it's taking forever. And just before it's my turn, it's prayer time again. I'm like, what? Is there like prayer time every hour and a half? Like, what's going on? What have I done? Where am I? What's happening?
Yeah.
Because like I said, man, when I came here, I came absolutely blind.
Oh.
I was the typical ignorant, person that doesn't know much about the Gulf.
You didn't even like research? You did, yeah, for sure.
I did research, but my lack of my ignorance led me to believe that I didn't need to do as much research as I thought I probably should have.
Okay.
And so I thought it was going to be very similar to Dubai. At quote unquote worst, thought it would be maybe like Abu Dhabi, where it's like a little bit conservative, a little bit not so conservative. So I thought it would be, okay, maybe not as liberal as Dubai, for example, but more on the conservative side, but not like this. So I was shocked. But in the same breath, I think, had I done more research, I probably wouldn't have come.
You would have...
because I think the internet will tell you things that are... Like, man, when you live in a place and live in a country, it's very different from what you see on the internet, what you read on the internet, what the news tells you.
It's totally different. Totally different.
Of course, it comes with its challenges. It's, not all rosy. And like every country is not rosy. But there's some things that would make you second guess the decision.
Yeah.
So I'm actually glad I didn't do as much research. I got told all sorts of crazy things by friends and clients. Oh, you're going there, you crazy. Why would you do that? Why not stay here? This, that, and third. I was young, I was 22, wanting to see the world, wanting to train and, potentially pursue this CrossFit thing, see what happens, grow in my career. And so I thought I would come here. So, things have changed though. Things have changed a lot.
A lot, eh?
Yeah, they have. And also the sort of time I came, a lot of things were changing as well anyway. So even the things that might have been true have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, man, if the prayer happens 5 times a day and things have to close for prayer, it's an inconvenience, but it's a small inconvenience.
Yeah, it is.
It's not an inconvenience that should stop me from moving to the country.
True.
True. And in the moment, it is frustrating. I've been to a shop just before prayer time. I'm like, guys, come on, surely let me in.
Yeah.
And they don't, and it's annoying, but it's a small inconvenience in the grand scheme of things. So
yeah, man. When I moved in here, it was funny because I didn't even know what to expect of Saudi.
Yeah.
So I thought it was just all desert and all this. But luckily,
you didn't do any research?
Actually, I didn't.
Okay, at all?
At all.
Oh wow.
You know why? Because I did the research of the gym that I'm gonna work.
Too. Yeah.
The arena. The club that we're gonna work with. But I didn't research about like cultural, laws, whatever.
Yeah.
Because we also had an orientation back home before we leave the country for the Filipino workers.
Okay.
And they were really scaring us. You don't look the woman in the eye. These kind of things. You don't talk to women.
Okay.
You don't. You stand 2 meters away from the woman.
Wow.
I was like, really? Because my sister was working here before 1992, I think.
Wow.
Or 92, 94.
And things were different then.
Things were different, and she was working like 3 hours away from Riyadh, so it was like really deserted.
Yes.
So they were really in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
So my view of Saudi Arabia was just desert, sands. I even thought that the gym would look like sand.
Oh, that's ignorance on another level.
I was like, so we're gonna be working out. Like I was imagining, you know, like you come into the caves where it's just like sand color.
Wow.
Bro, I was
Didn't
so
know.
stupid, bro.
Oh man.
And then I came here and it's a different, like the gym was amazing. Arena was huge.
Yeah.
You have all the rowers, all the skiers, all the Eleco barbells,
Very
whatever.
well equipped, yeah.
Very well equipped. But yeah, I was
So what did
ignorant.
your sister say when you told her you were moving to Saudi?
He said it was strict.
Okay.
You know, that was the only thing that I think she said to me.
Okay.
It was strict. You cannot mingle with girls.
Okay.
As I was young back then.
Yeah. But it wasn't anything that made you. She didn't make you question your decision, or she didn't make you
not really
think twice about coming here.
Yeah, no, not really, not
Okay.
really.
Okay.
I think the beauty with my family is they don't really question decisions that we do personally.
Okay.
Yeah, they just support. They
Okay.
just support us.
Yeah.
My brother, my sister.
Yeah.
They do just support me,
Okay.
whatever I do.
Yeah.
Even my mom and my father, you know, they just
Yeah.
support me.
Yeah.
If you go in a sea with all sharks, they will say, "Okay, go."
See what happens.
See what happens. You see sharks, go back.
I like that.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do that with Miles. See sharks?
Yeah,
Okay.
you see sharks, then you go back. But yeah, they didn't really question my decision.
Okay.
When I told my mom that and my father that I'm going to Saudi to work, they asked me like, "Are you okay with that?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty bored here now.
Yeah.
We're in the Philippines.
Yes.
Let's go to Saudi." And then never no questions
Okay.
at all.
Wow.
Yeah. What was your the reaction of your family when you moved to Saudi?
I mean, my dad actually encouraged it. My dad was a lot more well-traveled than myself. He worked in the airline industry for 30 years, maybe.
Oh wow.
So he was pretty well-traveled. But I think similar to me, he thought the whole Gulf was the same. He thought it was a separation between, the Gulf is like the UAE. Every country in the Gulf is like the UAE. And then the rest of the Middle East is like at war. That's essentially what
Everyone.
Yeah. And I think that's what most people back home think as well.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks, the glitz and the glam of what they see on, social media or TV or on the news about Dubai. And then they assume the rest of the Middle East is exactly the same as that. And then, the rest of the Gulf is exactly the same as that. And then the rest of the Middle East is, at war, bombs, flying everywhere. That is generally what people think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame them purely because of what the media feeds.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it is high time people start doing a bit more research and figuring out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That it is very different. That these are different countries. It's not.
It's not just the Middle East.
Yeah. It's like saying, I don't know, Switzerland is the whole of the EU, know? There might be similarities in the EU, but, there are different countries, different people, different cultures. So, yeah, he did encourage it, though, just from I think I was a little bit lost at the time in the sense that I had, tried to play a bit of rugby. I was coaching, but could also see that had I stayed in the country, I wasn't really going to grow. He also thought that maybe this was a way to then convince me to stop going the fitness route and then go back to university.
Yeah.
Because my parents are like, culturally for us, even up to now, I think, there's a path that you follow. And I'm sure many cultures are this way still, and some are starting to become less so. But there's still a culture of, you go to school, you go to primary school, high school, go to university, you get a job, you strive to be a doctor, lawyer, accountant.
Or nurse for Filipinos.
Or nurse for Filipinos, engineer. And that's the path. And then you retire when you're 65, cash your pension, and then that's it, you're done, And when I was growing up, that's probably how I would have gone.
I think it's pretty normal in any other countries where society or the culture tells you, society tells you that you have to go to a certain education pathway to get successful in life.
Yes.
And I think now things have changed and people and families are getting more aware of what's out in the world.
Yes. Which is funny, right? Because it's like, if you were to ask these people, why do they want you to be these 4 or 5, vocations or jobs, right? And the ultimate answer at the end of the day is to have enough money to provide for your family, give them everything they need, and maybe some things that they want.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's it, right?
Sure.
So if that is the end goal, to provide for your family, then why should you be stuck doing these certain roles or jobs?
Yeah.
You should be able to do anything that allows you to do those things.
Sure.
If that's the end goal,
Yeah.
right? There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat.
Yeah, it's true.
So why should we be pigeonholed into these boxes of B, X, Y, and Z? You know, it's not going to be the case for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, we my wife and I talk about this often with Miles, where I mean, the world is going to be different in 18 years' time by the time he's ready to go to college, but the choice is going to be his. You know, I'm not going to be the parent that pushes my son to go to university and pursue this very specific thing that only we see as, has a lot of status or should be the desired job or gives you all this money or whatever the case may be, because I didn't do that.
Yeah.
So why must I push him to do something that I didn't do? And by then, who knows? The world is going to be even more different than, we've sort of experienced.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So it'll be interesting to see, the direction that our children take and how the world will
how
be
the
as
world
well.
will mold our kids, right?
Yeah.
Are you the kind of person or the kind of parent that you would want someone, like, of course you told me earlier that whatever Miles wants to do, but at the back of your head, is there something that you would want him to do, like maybe a pilot? No? Not at all?
No, not really. I mean, funny you say pilot. I've got a little bit of a obsession with aviation. This is new, by the way.
Yeah.
Like the last 4 or 5 years. You would have noticed when we lived together, but it's a little new.
Yeah.
So, every now and again.
First time I heard of it.
Yeah. Both Tana and I, she's more of the investigative type,
Okay.
I think the law background of wanting to figure out what happened, the investigation, the reading of articles and so on and so forth. Whereas I'm more like the business side. Why does this airline fly to this place? What is in it for them to go there? Why is this a very special route? Are there any trade agreements that they have with this country?
That's interesting, bro.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Why do they take this specific plane? Why not this one? Is it because they want to max out on capacity? All these things. Why certain airlines go for this seat configuration? I love it. Anyway, so Tana jokingly says if he's not, in aviation of some sort, it'll be interesting. Just because of what he sees me watching or reading, but no, honestly, I don't mind whatever he decides to do, and I think it's going to be again interesting to see how what he chooses to do, and I think we want to try and figure out as early as possible what his strengths are, and nurture those strengths, and just help him to be able to figure out what he wants to do a lot earlier than most people. Because man, at 18 years old, if your parents aren't kind of nurturing you and encouraging you to do the things that they see that you enjoy, very few people know what they want to do at 18.
True.
You're young.
True.
You're a teenager.
Yeah.
So you're not mature yet. So not a lot of people know what they want to do for the rest of their lives when it comes to work.
Yeah.
So if we can, try and nurture that very early, then it becomes easier to make that decision for them.
I think there are certain skills that you learn as you grow up, like that with the help of your parents.
Yes.
Like what you said, nurturing those skills.
Yes.
So as you grow up, you already know what you want to do.
Yeah.
When you have your own say at your own life, then you would know what you want to do.
And even if he doesn't know exactly what he wants to do, if, like you say, nurturing the skills, if we have done a good job or as best as we can, by the grace of God, to nurture those skills, if he doesn't know what to do, we can steer him in that direction, right? Because it's like, well, you're really good at this, you enjoy this, why don't you consider X? Rather than, what do you want to do? I don't know. Okay, you'll figure it out. That's not a great place to be when you're 18 years old. You want your parents guiding you and helping you to make those decisions.
This is our job as parents,
of course.
To guide our children, as they grow up.
Yes.
Like for me, I would say the most important thing that my kids should develop as they grow old is, first of all, they should know how to read, of course. That comes from school. They should know how to write. That also comes from school. But I think the most important thing that I wish I can fulfill growing up for them is emotional intelligence.
Yes.
Deal
good.
with people.
Yeah.
Dealing with emotions, not by just his emotions, but also emotions of others.
Yes.
How to react to it, how to, analyze if this guy is angry, if this guy is dangerous,
Yeah.
these kind of things.
Yeah.
For me, I think that's more important. I don't care about if he goes first honor, valedictorian, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really care about
Yeah.
that. Do you?
No.
No.
I mean, I'll obviously, if that's where he ends up,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
But I'll also be just as happy if he doesn't.
Yeah.
It's ultimately not about accolades.
Yeah.
And it's more, for us and our family, we're big on our faith. And so knowing God, loving God is of the utmost importance. And then everything else flows from that. Things like you said, emotional intelligence, very important. Resilience, very important.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because, if you're not resilient, and in the world that we live in today, man, it's the things are getting, and I'm sure every generation says this.
Yes.
Things are getting softer and softer. But if you think of how we live in a time where life has never been easier, honestly speaking. Yes, in the third world, things are challenging. There are wars. There's all these things that are happening. But for the majority of the developed world, life has never been easier.
Yeah.
In terms of access to the internet, I mean, we can do stuff like this and have a conversation like this.
In the middle of the ocean.
In the middle of the ocean, it's going to go online. People are going to watch this.
Yes.
People are going to hear this. This is crazy.
Yeah.
People have full-time jobs working wherever they want, Obviously not everyone, and it's a small percentage and it's a minority. But the fact that those things are possible, the fact that right now you can pull out your phone and be able to order food and have it delivered to you right here within 20 to 30 minutes, crazy.
Crazy, yeah.
The fact that you can, if you want to, decide to completely shift, the industry that you work in, take maybe 3 years of really being diligent, work hard, study, all from, being behind a laptop.
Yeah.
When have we ever been able to do that?
We have it easy, eh?
Yeah, we have it easy.
We have it easy.
Life is easy. We have cars, we drive everywhere.
And it's going to get more easier for our kids.
Yeah. I mean, recently I saw something about flying cars in China.
Really?
Like flying taxis or something like that. Yeah, I didn't go deep into, I think it was a video. I didn't watch the video, but I mean, where are we going, So it's just the convenience that we have nowadays is at an all-time high. Which question for you, by the way?
Yeah.
How do you find that in terms of fitness and health, because of the conveniences that we have, how hard is it to coach? Look at me being the host.
Yeah.
the host.
No, it's good.
Or does it make your job harder?
No, actually, no.
Okay.
It kind of make your job a little bit easy. Let's be honest. In this country, people would want to still, like the clients that I'm serving now or the industry that I'm working at the level or the percentage that I'm at.
Yes.
People would still want someone to be with them training. But it makes my job a little bit more easier, just outsourcing all the things that I need to develop a program.
Okay.
You get what I mean?
Okay.
Of course, I have the foundation already. I know what to look at. I know if this program doesn't make sense or it makes sense.
Yeah.
But just curating a program, it makes my life more easier.
So in terms of the delivery of the program, it's easier.
It's also this.
Yeah.
You can have something delivered to your client just now.
Yeah.
Even you just type it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you type on, let's say, AI. Create me a 60-minute full body workout. The AI generates a full body workout. You look at it.
Yes.
See if it makes sense.
Yeah, make adjustments.
Make adjustments a little bit, and then you deliver it to them. Easy. 5 minutes, they already have the program.
Yeah.
It is good in that sense. Yeah, but I think with personal training, they still need to have human connection.
Of course.
Even if it's behind a screen.
Yes.
There's still human connection.
Yep.
You know, there should be still someone telling you this, even on a phone call, a voice note, a pre-made video.
Yes.
You know, there's still human connection.
Yes.
I would be scared if human connection is gone.
Yeah.
In our industry, in the
Yes.
fitness industry, where robots are training people.
Yeah.
They wouldn't understand muscle contraction, would they?
Maybe they'll understand maybe the contraction, but they won't understand the emotional intelligence
Yes,
parts, right?
yes.
Like, I can relate to that. I was a little bit fearful initially of the AI, boom in the last year or so, 2 years maybe, in the sense of, are we going to be as coaches replaced by AI? I didn't spend too much time thinking about it, and it was just one of those like, oh man, this is the way the world is going. So let's like work hard and try and save and invest as much as possible to try and beat this AI.
Yeah.
It's gonna it's moving at an alarming rate. It's very quick, but maybe in 5-10 years time, it'll eventually be completely fully in control, and I would have worked hard enough and invested enough for my family to be fine, or to change industries or to work in a different, completely different industry. But then I was doing a little bit more thinking and also listening to a lot of fitness podcasts. And, I heard a very interesting take, like you said, that you want to be fearful when the robots are completely taking over every little thing.
Yes.
But man, and how people need human connection. So then because people need human connection, it actually probably means, and if you go more glass half full than glass half empty, there's actually a bigger need for fitness coaches, for personal trainers, because of the human element.
Yes.
So as things become less and less human, people desire more of the human.
Yes.
And you see this with social media, right? Where it seems like, again, I kind of, based on what people say, it seems like the pendulum is swinging a little bit more towards the opposite end of the spectrum, where in the last 10 years, it's been pro social media, pro the internet, pro this, where it feels like the pendulum is shifting and swinging more towards more human connection, screen time getting limited, phones getting put away at a certain place, people obviously becoming more health conscious, phones out of the bedroom, all these little things that are starting to happen because people are recognizing that phones are taking over their lives, that the internet is taking over their lives. So how much more will that be the case when we see the ramifications of taking on AI as quickly as we have? I think people will actually realize, man, I actually need a personal trainer or a coach, an online coach, more so now than ever before.
Yeah, true.
Because the robot is not going to be able to dictate when you had a poor night of sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Maybe it looks at your Whoop or whatever.
Your data,
Or data. But I mean, that data is also very subjective. There are times where the data tells you, you had really poor sleep, or but you feel okay.
Yeah.
And you can actually push a little bit. As the case also goes, that sometimes it's the opposite, where it's in the green, but you don't feel so great, and so you reduce the intensity. So the ability to push those things, and then the human connection piece of, like knowing your clients, their kids, their families, there's that connection piece where, is a robot really going to be able to do that? And if it does, will it be able to do it as authentically as a human can?
Yeah.
Because maybe it will, but not as authentically as a human being can.
No, I don't think so. I don't think the robots will be able to do that. Like the way you look at your trainer's eyes.
Yeah.
Like if his eyes are drooping, whatever, if his eyes are big, dilated, whatever. No, these little things sometimes matter a lot.
The subtleties.
The things. And I think there's going to be a parabolic effect on technology with fitness, because as it goes up, where people looking to use a lot more AI, a lot of more automated programs, whatever. When at its peak, people will start looking at the human connection now. Then AI is gonna go down now, and human connection is gonna go up. So I'm not really concerned about the AI coming into the fitness industry, because I still believe that human connection is very important in training people.
Yeah, agreed.
In whatever method we deliver it, might be a voice note, a screen, in person.
Yes.
I think it will never be replaced.
And then at the end of the day, man, the funny thing is, no matter what we do, no matter what crazy, iterations of AI and this, that, and the third that we have, people still need to walk.
Oh, yeah.
People still need to strength train a couple times a week, 2 to 3 times a week. People still need to eat, nutrient-dense foods, eat less processed foods, eat less calorie-dense and more nutrient-dense. People need to get some sunlight. People need to sleep 8 hours a night. A robot can't do all those things for you.
No, for sure. I would be scared if they develop a machine where a fat person just lays down, burns all these things while another AI virtually is doing all this stuff.
Them?
Yeah, that would be very scary.
I think the world will be over by then.
Yeah, that would be very scary, bro.
We'll have even bigger problems.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The world will be...
when you see on the movies where people just on their couches, VR and all this, that would be very scary.
Yeah.
Though. Do you think will we reach a point of that?
I think I'd be more fearful of everything else before that.
Yeah, true.
By the time we get there, it's over.
I think we're not living. Probably 200 years. We're not in Earth anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's scary though. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's gonna be very scary.
Yeah.
Man, fun times, eh?
Yeah. Fun times.
Do you think Saudi is gonna be the leader of these kind of technologies?
It seems
developments,
like it.
Innovations?
Yeah, I'm not super privy to what exactly is going on everywhere in Saudi in terms of different industries.
Yeah.
I'm not on social media, but obviously with clients, we have conversations, but it seems like there's a lot happening in a lot of industries. Yeah. And of course you still see billboards, you see ads whether you're on social media or not, but they are trying to be on everyone's lips for everything. So I think they will be on the cutting edge of some technology.
Yeah.
For sure. So I don't know, you are in the fitness industry, like in gyms, managing gyms, and you see this. You guys are implementing things.
Yeah, I do, and I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, the clientele that we have are leaders, ministries of media, ministries of this. But yeah, I think Saudi is doing a really, really good job in regulating this kind of developments. Yeah,
that's a big thing.
They are doing it
important.
Right.
Yeah.
I would say they're not doing it fast.
Yes,
they're kind of doing it fast, but they're doing it right. Like if a lot of people don't know, but Saudi Arabia handled Corona. I think it's the best country who handled Corona virus. Yeah, you were here. You noticed it.
Yeah, well, in terms of speed of action, yeah. People were able to live somewhat normal within 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
Whereas most other places in the world took a bit longer.
Closed. Yeah, still close. Took a bit longer. Do you remember the time when we were living together?
Yes.
How was that experience?
Man, great time. I think it was obviously our friendship. Stemmed from that. The fact that I was able to move here and very quickly, find a good friend that I could confide in, a best friend.
Yeah.
I could be surrounded by someone like yourself. I think I learned a lot from you when I was, starting up in Saudi, all the way from like where to shop, what to do, to professional development as well.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things that you put me on that I wouldn't have ordinarily done myself.
Yeah, man.
We went and did some courses together as well.
I enjoy that, bro.
Yeah, so
I enjoy that.
Also just learning that I have other hobbies and things that I enjoy outside of just fitness. Yeah, man, and just also your calm demeanor is very, 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 very useful.
Yeah,
and I've learned to be able to use that in certain situations.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciated that because coming here where there are different cultural elements to how people do things, and initially very, very confrontational I could have been, and I think you taught me how to be able to pick and choose when to use that.
Yeah, bro.
Still be honest with people, still be upfront with people, still tell them, but maybe pick a different way of conveying your message rather than being very confrontational.
On it. Yeah.
Yeah, I made a couple mistakes in the beginning with that.
Yeah.
We won't mention names, but I think you might remember one situation where if I could take it back, I would have done it differently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I learned a lot from you, man.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I was really did learn.
We learned a lot from each other.
Yeah.
You know, we did learn a lot from each other.
Yeah.
You know,
Coaching wise, I mean, you were a few years ahead of me as well.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot in terms of how to, especially running like group classes, running classes with egos, guys. Because I came from coaching, I was coaching obviously group classes, CrossFit as well, but I was coaching mixed groups. And oftentimes I would coach female only, because most of the time I would be coaching like an 8:30 class, for example, which was mostly women after dropping off their kids at school, and then they would come into the gym. And with women, it was much more, I'm actually trying to push them to lift a little bit more and challenge them, because they typically would be like, no, I can't do this, I can't do that. And you actually help them realize they can do more. But they were also very technically sound, so they wouldn't be willing to sacrifice their technique. And so it was trying to balance the two of, you don't have to sacrifice your technique, but you can still challenge yourself to do a little bit more than you think that you can do. Whereas for guys, coming here was a completely different story.
It's upside down.
Yes, you're now trying to get people to care more about their mechanics and reduce the intensity and the load.
Technique
out the window.
Out of the window.
So I learned a lot about that from you, and how to also, because sometimes we'd have guys in the classes where they wouldn't speak English or weren't as proficient in English. And so learning how to use different cues.
Yeah.
That I remember picking up those things. I mean, from a professional standpoint, those are the things I definitely picked up. So great times, man.
Yeah, man. Great times, bro.
Yeah. Really enjoyed
it. I remember the only funny thing, bro. Not the only, but the funny thing I remember about you, you know, when we were just chilling in the couch.
Yes.
You know, and then this Pakistani guy came up to collect trash money.
Okay.
You remember?
Okay.
You remember that?
No, what
and then
happened?
you went out. He went out the door.
Okay.
He was like, what? And then he left. You remember that?
No, I don't.
The guy, like, when you went out the door and then he left.
Because he was scared?
He got scared.
I told you, bro. Big black guy can be intimidating. Even without...
A lot of people are intimidated by you, bro.
Without trying. I mean...
back then you were like jacked.
Really?
Back then you were jacked.
Maybe I should... I don't know, something about the face. I should smile more, maybe.
Yeah. And you also, the funny thing when we were in Panda.
Oh yeah, that I remember.
That you remember.
That one I remember. Yes.
That was out of the blue, bro.
But you know, I go back and forth between, sometimes you want to give people grace because they don't understand.
Yeah.
Essentially what happened was, this guy came and called me the N-word.
Yeah.
Right? But he didn't do it maliciously. It wasn't like he was insulting me.
Yeah.
He was like, what's up?
You think he was trying to greet you and like say hi?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But so the grace element is, this guy probably has never seen a black guy before, or maybe has, but has never been that close to one. And, you know, obviously all the black guys he sees are like hip hop people, or, you know, whatever on media or movies. And obviously black people in America typically are portrayed as gangsters and that, and you know, and there's a certain language that they use, and the swearing, the this, the that. And man, I'm from Zimbabwe. You know, yes, I'm black, but very different.
Yeah, very.
You know,
different.
we don't. The culture is so different. So there's so extending a little bit of grace towards someone like that, where you recognize that they don't mean this in a, you know, they're not trying to be malicious.
Yeah.
They're not trying to be, it's a derogatory term, yes, but they're not trying to be malicious about using that term. So perhaps they just need more education.
Yeah.
I think nowadays maybe that wouldn't happen.
Oh yeah, no, for
because
sure.
Because
it's,
8-9 years later,
more
social media, people are a little bit more privy to how to approach people and not say certain things.
Sure.
But yeah, that was quite an interesting interaction.
Yeah, even me, I was shocked. I was like, what?
You said
what?
that?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ignorance a little bit too.
Yeah. Would you stay in Saudi for, how long do you think would you stay here?
I don't know, man. It's up to the Lord. Honestly, would love to spend, if it were up to me, I think another 5 years or so. Just to watch my family grow. Like I said, it's a great place to raise children.
It is, yeah.
Great place to have a family. And professionally as well, I'm enjoying the work that I'm doing. I'm enjoying growing professionally, enjoying meeting new people, working with new clients, and just getting opportunities I wouldn't have gotten had I not been in Saudi. So from that element, I'd love to stick around for another 5 years. Yeah.
Are you excited for the Vision 2030? Or that year span, the 2030 to 2035?
I mean, I don't know if it will affect me directly. I live in a little bit of a bubble. I don't go out too much. I don't do any of the events and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm sure with time, maybe there'll be more things that will appeal to me. I don't know what that'll be.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if there's an air show in Riyadh or something.
Yeah.
I'll go to that.
Bro. There is.
Yeah?
Yearly, there is.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe things like that.
I'll take you to one next year, I promise.
Yeah. I mean, I know the closest one is Dubai.
Yeah.
So if there's things like that, I don't know. Obviously, if sport continues to grow, other sports, where my son will get involved and I'll support that and, go and watch him, go and encourage him.
Yeah.
So until maybe things that I'm specifically interested in we start to see more of those things, then I think I'll get excited.
Yeah.
But for now, I'm excited for the people. A lot of people are excited about what's happening and the change.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So,
for sure.
yeah,
a lot.
Yeah.
And did you feel the change already, or in the past 5 years? For me, I felt, because I moved from Jeddah to Riyadh, and Riyadh is a totally different ball game.
Yes.
You will really feel it. Even by just moving from one district to another,
Really?
you will feel the change.
Yeah.
In Jeddah, I'm not sure.
Not as much. I mean, you feel the change because people are leaving Jeddah to go to Riyadh.
Yeah.
So a lot of, trained a few clients that moved from Jeddah to Riyadh for work opportunities. So it just shows you that there's a lot happening there.
Yeah.
And I think Jeddah will eventually come.
Oh, yeah,
just by
for sure.
nature of not being the capital. You're not going to get everything immediately. Majority of the stuff will go to the capital, and I'm sure with time, Jeddah will start to... I mean, there's some construction and things like that happening, so I'm sure... And some events. So there is a change, for sure. There seems to be more to do for people. So, it's good.
Yeah, man. To close this off, what would you want fathers? Because I really admire how you raise your family. I really admire it. I think just from seeing and knowing from what you were saying to me, and now seeing it in person, not just now, but knowing you and seeing it in person.
Yeah.
What would be you advise new fathers to be?
It's to do with fatherhood, but not specifically to do with fatherhood. It impacts fatherhood, but don't neglect your relationship with your wife.
Okay.
I've heard this countless times, and I think it makes a lot of sense that your relationship with your wife came first, right? So that's not to say that because you have children now, your wife should no longer become
priority.
Yeah, exactly. She's still a priority. So that means serving her. That means, catering to her needs. That means sacrificing whatever, whether it's sleep for yourself, whether it's, wanting to do whatever you like to do, you enjoy doing, because the time will come where you get to do those things. But if you prioritize, your wife's needs and prioritize your relationship, then it impacts your children because they see what the model of what a good relationship looks like. And then they can emulate that, right?
Yes.
Whereas if they don't grow up in that household, then they don't know what a good relationship looks like. So prioritize your wife and your relationship with your wife, and your children will, because children are watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are watching.
They are
watching.
Yeah. It'll impact them for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man.
Man, this is not the last, of course.
Hopefully many more.
Oh, for sure.
If I can speak as long as I have.
Bro, you said that you're not used to speaking for hours, but time passed by.
It did.
Yes.
It did. You asked good questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually didn't, but
you led the conversation well.
Yes.
Yeah.
But man. Bro, I missed you.
Yeah, I missed you too, man. It was good to hang out over the last couple of days.
Oh yeah, for
We've got
sure.
a few more to go.
We have a few more to go, and we'll make the most out of it. For
enjoy
sure.
Jeddah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna go to the city where we met and grew up as man.
Where the bromance began.
Yeah, where the bromance began, bro. Anyways, bro, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Thank you, bro.
This was good.
Yes.